Luke Smith, RuralVacantLand.com, with some more easy, cheap land. So this one I got today is 4 acres in Cochise County, Arizona. Let's go into the computer. I'll show you more. So we're on our website, my website, RuralVacantLand.com. I'm asking $2,099 for this property. It's 4 acres, and it's it's one of a couple. There's a couple next to it, so you could buy some next to it if you wanted to make it bigger. There's a buy it now button on the website, so you could click that, fill out your information, hit next, and start using the property the same day. Let's go back to the website. There's also GPS coordinates on here. Looks like elevation is about 4,000 foot. GPS coordinates, you can click on that in your phone. It should give you driving directions to the property. The GPS coordinates, you open in the computer, it should give you a map. Let's pull this map up, Google Maps. I like to zoom in on Google Maps. So let's zoom out first and say where we're at, and then we'll zoom in. We're in southern Arizona. This is Cochise County. This is the southeasternmost county in Arizona. There's San Diego. I'm over here. And so please don't ask me to come give you a tour of the property, because it's like, it's not going to happen. You can take a tour of the property on your own by clicking the GPS coordinates and going to look at it anytime you want. Tucson's the closest major city. The closest goods supply center is Douglas. It's just down the street. Douglas has a Walmart and grocery stores and that kind of stuff. You can go get new parts for your car and take the kids to school. Looks like there's even a golf course over here, so it's not very far away from that kind of stuff. And if you want pharmacy and doctors, and you don't like dealing with the insurance companies or don't want to, or the Mexican side and the regulations are a lot easier on the Mexican side, so you can pick and choose. You can go back and forth. My sister, a month or two ago, she's riding my wife's horse, and the horse, I was right next to her, the horse just slipped, or crossing the street, and the horse slipped and fell on my sister's ankle. My son was riding the horse with her too. He just jumped off, no problem. And but my sister's ankle got all smashed from the horse. She was limping around, and she just went down to Tijuana and went to the ER, and they walked her right in immediately, like no waiting, no paperwork, just right in there without all the regulations, and took some x-rays, asked some questions, started researching it and stuff. They showed her the x-rays. They actually gave her the printed out x-rays and everything. Seemed to be all fine. It's more like bruised than really hurt. We charged her like $19 cash out the door. Done. $19. You know what that would cost in the US? Would have taken a lot longer and cost a heck of a lot more money. You get all kinds of paperwork and just a mess. It's really cool to live next to the border for stuff like that. You can just go make it happen. A lot of people think everyone's coming across the border for healthcare in the US. Mexico has standardized healthcare now. They just started a couple years ago, so poor people or anybody in Mexico can go to the hospital and get care anytime they want. So back to the property. We're down here in the bush, and property, there's a road just up here, and this road has a power line. You see pole. There's a residential power line running down this road. You can zoom in on it here, try to show you. You can see the shadows coming off of this thing. There's a road with a power line. So this property, this particular one, isn't actually right on the road. It is a piece of the greater property that it was, its parent property. Let's pull up its parent property. So the parent property is like 20 acres, right? Split 5 ways. So the road is at the northern border of the property, and this is parcel E. So it's going to be the bottommost one, A, B, C, D, E. And if we take a look at this, we copy the the APN number of this property, and we go down to the bottom of the page. There's a search part on this page. I don't know if anyone ever notices a search down here, but there's a search bar, and you can just put the APN number in there, and you can see all the properties next door. So we just put that in there. We see all 5 of those properties, and sold. So we'll see which ones are sold. It's probably the ones that are right on the road. Yeah, parcel A right on the road is sold. Parcel B is probably sold too. Yeah, Parcel B is sold. But then C, D, E, so the other three are still up for sale. C, D, E are still up for sale. And so you could buy 12 acres if you wanted, or whatever's still up for sale by the time you watch this video. But right now is the time of making this video. There's 12 acres there. You could go buy all three of these. And if we go back, see if I can go back far enough. So we go back to the one we were originally looking at, the E block. Let's look at that diagram again. There's easements. I drew easements along, from the road and all the way back to the E. So the E block would be the southernmost one. So you could take the eastern border or the western border of the property to get up to the road. And maybe some of these other guys will build road for you as they're working their property. Maybe not. Maybe you just gotta go cut some bush and drag out your own road. Maybe rent a bulldozer for a day or a weekend or whatever you think it takes. And maybe chainsaw some bushes and drive through there. Maybe it's easier to, what some guys do is they'll cut all the stuff off the top, get some bush cutters and a chainsaw or whatever they want to use. You can use a Christmas tree saw if you don't want to use a chainsaw. Just chop that stuff up. I guess you call them a bow saw. I always think of them as a Christmas tree saw. So my uncle used to have a Christmas tree farm, so I always used a Christmas tree saw. But yeah, so you cut that stuff up and then go drive over it. Just keep driving over it. You could drag chains. You could drag a rake thing. You could drag telephone pole. Maybe don't cut these telephone poles down because they're going to be yours, but you could probably find one somewhere to go drag through there and make a path. So you can go pick which side of the property you want to go, east or west side of the property, and make it happen. We'll see if we can get some 3D working on here. See what's going on. There's not a whole lot of 3D data. I think this might be a little higher topography. I can't really tell. It's pretty flat. We've got some neighbors down the street. You're gonna have to go out there to really look at the topography. The data doesn't seem very good here, or there's not enough change in topography to be able to tell. There's people living around the area. There's a crop circle across the street, or irrigation pivot point. There's some halves, but there's a full-on section irrigation pivot point across the street. So they probably drilled some crazy well to get water in there. And then you just get water delivered. Probably be easier. Just airport over here. Let's go to the maps. Pull up some maps of this thing. So here again you can see the irrigation, or the pivot point across the circle. Here's Agua Prieta on the Mexican side. Here's Douglas on the American side. You can take Route 80 over here, and there's a bunch of little streets to get up there. Or the 191 probably doesn't make as much sense because you got this wash in the way. So probably the 80, and then if you take the 80 further, you get over to Bisbee, South Bisbee. This is like the capital of the county and stuff, if I'm thinking straight. It's an old mining town. And so you zoom out from there, you could keep taking the 80 up to Tombstone and Benton, and a little further you're in Tucson. So maybe I should do directions to let's pull up the map again. Let's pull up a fresh map so I don't get lost to this old one. Where should we do directions to, guys? Walmart, Douglas, Arizona. That can't be that far away. Yeah, 7.9 miles to Walmart. So you're really close to supplies. If you want to go to Tucson, Airport Drive. I wanted to find the airport, but it's probably next to Airport Drive. So basically 2 hours. They're coming over the 191 and cutting over. I wonder how long this route is. 2 hours, 4 minutes. So it's a couple minutes difference depending which way you go. This seems like the scenic route, but you could go either way. Oh, they don't go up the 80 to Tombstone over the 90. Yeah, there's a couple different routes. So you could go to Tucson, or you could go to Phoenix, a little bit further up if you want like major hospital, airport, big time supplies. If you're picking out something particular for your house, like the tile or something, and you want a bigger selection, you probably got to go up there. I pulled up Tiny Home on Instagram. I like looking at stuff on Instagram. People post a bunch of interesting stuff. Someone just posted this. It's got a whole lot of likes. I was watching it for a sec. They just take these kinds of pre-cut plywood and they put a house together. It's like plug and play IKEA style, right? A lot of people doing all kinds of homes. I think the point of this is, so look at this. They're getting creative with their containers. How did they get that up there? Did they use a crane? Did they use a come along and some planes and they get creative and do a one person style or what? I don't know. But someone's getting creative with shipping containers. And I'm pulling this up because this land is in Cochise County, Arizona. In Cochise County, they let you build stuff like this because if you have 4 acres and up, you can waive building inspections and you can basically do what you want. You could say, I want to build a house like this, shipping container on a shipping container, and I don't want to be just, 2x4s, classic frame stuff. Or I want to live in my van. I like the color of my setup, and heck, these vans are really easy to finance, and I can drive them wherever I want to go, but I want a place that I could, park for a longer term without getting run off if I really want to. You could live in a van like this in Cochise County. That's a place you can do it. You're not going to get shots of big snow-capped mountains like that in Cochise County because I don't think it really snows like that. Maybe a little bit for a day, but not like that. Here's some more. Look at this crazy amounts of people looking at these photos. That looks like a good shot. You could build a home like this in Cochise County. Most places, the locals will run you off unless you're in like someone else's backyard. But you can have your own land and you can build it here and you can make it happen. Picture Yosemite on the wall. This looks creative, getting some stools from IKEA. You could live in this van in Cochise County. If you want to go get an ocean view like this, you start driving. And then you can go back to your land in Cochise County. Come and go as you want. It's a pretty nice looking tub. Some kids sleeping. If you want to live in one of these things in Cochise County, you can do that too. It doesn't get -4 Celsius like that one was talking about. If you want a home that's just wrapped in house wrap and you don't want to put siding on it, you can do that in Cochise County. Most places will tell you, put siding on your house. This is the stuff that protects you from the weather. I mean, it's ugly, but it's all you really need. And if you're working on construction yourself, it might look like that for a couple years until you get the money to get the siding on there, right? Here's another van life. The van life's getting more and more popular, right? It's popular in the 60s, coming back around. Oh, look at this. Tiny home action. You can do that in Cochise County. So this property, you can do that. You want to do a classic Airstream with a deck next to it, you can do that in Cochise County too. A bus, that works. You can hollow out the bus. Heck, with a van, buses are a lot cheaper. You can have more space in the bus. You can live in the bus. You can do that in Cochise County. So I think you get the idea. You want to build one of these houses, you can do that in Cochise County, but if you're willing to pay for one of those things, you'll probably pay for somewhere else. Before you choose Cochise County. But if you want to build something like this and you want to do it on your own, Cochise County is a good place to do it. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at all these crazy structures because I'm probably going to go build something on my own. And let's go back to the ad. So here we go. 4 acres, Cochise County, $2,099. If you want financing on it, tell me how much you want to do down, how much you want to do a month, and I'll figure out how many months. It makes sense to me to run it at those numbers and see if we have a deal. Otherwise, it's $2,099. You can put it on a credit card, debit card, and just run with it by hitting the Buy It Now button and making this your home. So hopefully this is the right one for you. Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com. If you want to see more ads like this, more videos, more presentations, please hit the subscribe button. I'll keep them coming. Thanks. Bye.